Hey y'all! In this tutorial, I'm going to give you 4 fun and also practical ways that you can use masks in your next video. And if you're new here, then welcome. My name is Adrienne and I make tutorials on video editing. If you'd like additional tips and suggestions, they're very beginner friendly. I've got a link in the description box below. And now let's get into it. The first trick that I'm going to show you here is taking off like a superhero. I'll make track 2 invisible, and this is important. You can see that on track 1, it's just a clip of my backyard. I am not in it. And then if I make track 2 visible, you can see I'm standing there and then I jump like a superhero, but then I come back down and I don't go anywhere. So how does this work? So the first thing that I want you to do is find the place where you are at the top of your jump. For me, that's here. And then I want you to select that clip, right click, head all the way down to Add Frame Hold. When you do that, you will get a frame hold of that last frame, which should be the top of your jump. Then I want you to go through and put a mask around yourself. After you've masked yourself, I want you to right click on that frame hold, go down and nest your sequence. You need to nest your sequence because we are going to add the transform effect. And if you add the transform effect just to the clip, it's not going to work the way you want it to. So then you're going to come down here to position and you're going to add 2 keyframes, one at the start of the nested sequence and one at the end of the nested sequence. In the start, you'll be standing, or I guess jumping, right where you are. And then at the second keyframe, I want you to move that position so you move yourself all the way up and out of frame. Then I want you to come down to use composition's shutter angle and uncheck it. This is what is going to give you this kind of blur around yourself. So if you uncheck that, then you can change the shutter angle, and the higher the number, the more blur. I wanted a lot of blur, so I went with 225. So now let's watch. I like that one. That one's pretty cool. The next way to use masks is for color correcting just one part of a particular piece of footage. So I'm going to turn off Lumetri, and you can see what this girl's face used to look like. And after I color corrected it, now it looks like this. What I did is I added an ellipse mask and I feathered it quite a bit right around her face. And then I went through and I opened up Lumetri Color. If you create a mask before you open up Lumetri Color, you will do your color correction just on what you have masked. So I was able to make changes on her face without impacting the rest of the frame. First, we've got this dump truck driving by. And next to it, we have a city. But if you add a mask around the dump truck, you can see it there as it drives by, and you layer your city underneath it, it creates this really cool reveal. And something like this could imply that this construction site will later become this city, but you can use this in so many different ways. The last masking trick I'm going to show you is the magic trick. So here you can see that somehow Winnie the Pooh seems to be floating up, up, up into the air. If you make track 2 invisible, you'll see that it's just me standing there pretending to wave my arms at nothing. If we make track 1 visible, and then I will make the mask that I made invisible, you'll see me holding Winnie the Pooh on the end of a toy fishing rod. And so what I did is I masked out Winnie the Pooh. And I had to track that mask. It took a little bit of time and followed it all the way up. But when I masked Winnie the Pooh, I disappeared and the fishing pole disappeared. And so all you're left with is the magic trick. And that's it for me. One of the key things that you may have noticed when you're doing any of this sort of fun trick masks is you need to get a shot with your camera of the background of where you're shooting without your subject in the frame. That is always going to be your background. You're either going to be masking yourself out or you're going to be masking out your subject. Maybe that's somebody else. If you have any other masking tricks that you've ever used, please drop them in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. I'd love to see you back, and I'll see you in the next one.